Greetings, Nick Bowcott with Sweetwater here, and today we're going to be looking at the Charvel Pro-Mod series. Nowadays, the hot-rodded Superstrat is as common as an order for a double cheeseburger and fries at a drive-through window. With a diet soda, of course, for health reasons and keeping slim. However, back in the late 70s and early 80s, these fine beasts were as rare as those proverbial rocking horse droppings. But then a few guys changed all that. Some cutting-edge artists and some pioneer guitar builders. The builders, of course, were Wayne Charvel and Grover Jackson, the gents who were the brains and brawn behind Charvel and its slightly younger brother company of hot-rodded guitars, Jackson. And there's another guy I should mention too, Mike Shannon. He was there in the beginning, and to this very day he's still custom building Jacksons and Charvels, and they're all amazing. Other Charvel abusers that poured further gas on my fire of desire with regards getting one of these fine hot-rodded machines were, of course, Steve Vai with his legendary Green Meanie, J.K. Lee, Warren DeMartini, and let's not forget Mr. Scary himself, George Lynch. And by the way, it just wasn't 80s hair metal shredders who made me want one of these guitars. Jeff Beck used the Charvel to wonderful effect in the late 80s, and we can't forget the great, recently passed Alan Holdsworth. He used a red Charvel and a white Charvel to do some simply amazing stuff. Rest in peace, Mr. Hand Pump. Rest in peace. Your work remains indelible. So, enough about history. What transforms a regular Strat into a Superstrat high-performance piece of art? Let's check it out by going to my workshop. So here we are at the no-expense-spared Nick Bowcott workshop bench at Sweetwater. As you can see, it's just the top of a Black Star artist amp. But here are the ingredients that will make a regular Strat into a Superstrat. Number one, get rid of the single coils and replace them with one or preferably two beefy humbuckers. Nice. Then, get rid of the thin frets and put thick ones in. And last but by no means least, a double locking Floyd device if possible. So locking at the nut, locking at the bridge, none more stable for massive whammy bar abuse. Plus, of course, a fast neck, preferably compound radius, and you're rocking. Your Strat is now a Superstrat that's high performance, ready to rock. Right, now we know what makes up a Superstrat, let's look at the three basic models that make up the Pro-Mod series from Charvel. The first one is the Pro-Mod SoCal Style 1. As you can see, it's a Superstrat with a pickguard, two humbuckers, a Floyd Rose, a three-way blade pickup selector, a volume control, and a tone control. The two pickups are both made by Seymour Duncan. They're humbuckers with coil split capabilities, and what we have here is in the bridge, a TB6 distortion, and in the neck, an SH6N. Now, the volume control is a push-pull pot. When it's pushed down, these are both in humbucker mode, so both coils are working. So when it's back, it's just the bridge pickup. When it's all the way the other way, it's a neck. And in the middle position, it actually plays this coil and this coil, the two middle ones. So it's these two coils, and in the middle position, this one and this one. So there's a nice balance and a nice tonal variation there. When it's pulled up, it goes into split coil mode. And in the bridge position, which is back here, it's just this rear coil. In the neck position, it's the coil closest to the neck. And when it's in the middle, it's those two outer ones. So the one nearest the bridge and the one nearest the neck. So bridge, neck, middle, those two. Got it? Cool. The neck is two-piece maple and it has a compound radius. We'll discuss that more in a minute. And the body is alder. Now let's go to another variant, the San Dimas Style 1. And we'll do that via digital magic. And here I am with the Charvel Pro-Mod San Dimas Style 1. As you can see, it's pretty bright, so if you're worried about getting hit by a car at night, just carry this with you and they'll see you from miles. In fact, they'll see you from outer space, because this really is neon. But anyway, joking aside, let's look at some of the differences here. The hardware is not black anymore, it's chrome on this bad boy, and the pickups are direct mounted to the alder body, which means they're screwed directly to the body. Now this does have a tonal effect. You get more resonance, you get more woodiness and more oomph, if you will. Which one's better? The answer is they're both good. If they're floating on a pick guard or on a pick mount, they're both, that sounds great, but this way sounds great. So try both, see which one you like best. And by the way, even though these are still Seymour Duncan humbuckers with coil split capabilities, these are different models to the ones in the SoCal. This is a JB TB4 in the bridge, and this is an SH-1N in the neck. Everything else remains the same. Two-piece maple neck, alder body, Floyd rose, push-pull on the volume, and the tone we'll discuss in a minute because it's a universal feature. And of course the three-ray blade. So you can have a total of 6 pickup options by virtue of this and this. Pretty cool. Then the next style is the San Dimas Style 2. Let's check that one out. And here I am with the San Dimas Style 2. And as you can see, it's no longer a Super Strat, it's actually a Super Telly. And it's a very cool looking guitar. It has the usual suspect features, a 2-piece maple neck as before with the compound radius, the Floyd rose, the same 2 pickups, the JB and the SH1N, the coil tap on the volume, the 3-way selector, but it has a veneer top. This is transparent red and this is real. It's nice quilt maple. It looks really nice, but the main of the body is still alder. Now there are a few more options within the Pro-Mod range as well, but before we get into those, let's quickly look at some other common features. The first one are, as mentioned, on the 2-piece maple neck, it's a compound radius. What that means is as you move higher up the neck, it gets flatter. That means it plays faster, and it also means there's no trouble of fretting out when you do really wide bends because the neck is so flat. So it starts off with a 12-inch radius, and then gradually flattens out, and when you get to the 22nd fret, which is up here, it's 16 inches radius, so it gets flatter. Makes sense? And it's also a nice, skinny, fast neck. The other common feature is this, a no-load tone pot. And how this works is simply this. From setting 1 to 9, it acts like a regular tone pot, but when you turn it all the way up, it takes it out of circuit, meaning there's no load on the pickup. There's nothing impeding, no pun intending, the volume and brightness of the pickup. So it's effectively not there when it's all the way up. Makes sense? So no load means when it's all the way up, it's effectively invisible, and that's tonally good. 2 other common features of this. The Floyd is recessed, as you can see, into the body really neatly, and the truss rod adjustment is brilliant. It's a spoke wheel right at the bottom of the neck here, right above the 22nd fret. All you need is an Allen key, and you just go in there and tweak it left or right. You don't have to take the neck off or take a plate off. It's really, really user-friendly, or should I say tech-friendly. And by the way, if you've never messed with a truss rod, do so with great caution. Only turn it a little bit every time because they're very, very sensitive. And by the way, this has a graphite strengthened truss rod as well, just for more power. This is a high-performance beast in the truest sense of the word. Killer. And here I am with the variant of the San Dimas Style 2. This has an ash body as opposed to alder, and it's got a beautiful natural finish. Look at this. It really is a thing of beauty. And while I've got this guitar, this really shows some other features that the Style 2 San Dimas has. So let's look at it. First, they call this the shredder's contour on the heel joint here. As you can see, it makes it very easy to access the high frets, along with this scallop here, so you can really get your hand up high. Nothing in the way there, so that's really cool. And check out how they've beveled the input. That's really gorgeous. This truly is a high-performance machine. And there's one other thing I should point out. Dun, dun, dun. Look, rosewood fingerboard. It's still a 2-piece maple neck, but this has a rosewood fingerboard for a different feel and a different sound. Pretty cool. And here I am with one more variant. This is a Snow White Beauty, San Dimas Style 1. And as you can see, it's got a hard tailpiece with individual bridge saddles for each string, so you can really get the contour exactly as the neck to your desire. Very cool. And by the way, if you're a 7-string guy, there is a 7-string San Dimas Style 2. There's a bunch of different variants, actually. If you go to Sweetwater.com, we currently have 38. So by the time you get this, there'll probably be 39, 40, or 41 or 42 variants. Check them out. Lots of different colors, lots of different styles. Very cool within those 3 ranges. SoCal Style 1, San Dimas Style 1, and San Dimas Style 2. Right, let's listen to some pickups, shall we? Okay, as discussed earlier, there are 6 different pickup selections we can get via the 3-way control and also the coil split capability. So let's check them out on a SoCal Style 1. First, I should tell you what I'm playing through. I'm playing through a Blackstar Artist 15 1x12 15 watt tube combo. Here is how I've got the amp set, and as you can hear, it's just set to clean. And then I'm using a Wampler Plexi drive and also a Wampler Faux Echo and also a decimator to keep it nice and quiet. So let's check out the humbuckers first, starting with the bridge. Now let's go to the middle position on the three-way selector, and as mentioned, it's this coil and this coil only. Here we go. That's pretty cool. It's got a nice strat-like single coil twang to it, which is really neat in between two humbucker sounds. And lastly, let's go to the neck position using the humbucker setting again. Okay, now we've heard the humbuckers. I'm going to switch off the plexi drive and I'm going to switch on the faux tape echo from Wampler because it's got a wonderful modulation effect built within it which helps hide the massive amount of flaws in my picking technique with a clean tone. So let's start with the neck by engaging the single coil by pulling this up, switching to that. So we're just going to hear that single coil there, then we'll go to the outer two, then we'll end up on the bridge. So let's check it out. Coil split engaged by pulling up the volume control. We're in the neck positions, which means we're just hearing this coil here, the one closest to the neck. Here goes. Now we'll go to the middle position, which is using this outer coil here, and also the coil nearest the bridge. So the two coils furthest away from each other. Same riff, different pickup selection. Here we go. Nice mellow sound with a little bit more top in it. Cool. And last but by no means least, bridge position, which is the coil nearest the recessed Floyd. Same riff again. Let's hear the tonal difference. Let's hear them one more time, back to back, very quickly. Very different. Nice options there. So there you have it, the 6 different sounds of the SoCal Style 1. Okay, that's all for now, folks. You've got a nice overview, hopefully, of the Charvel Pro-Mod series. So whichever one you're interested in, the SoCal Style 1 or the San Dimas Style 1 or San Dimas Style 2, be it maple neck, rosewood neck, hardtail Floyd, 7-string, 6-string, different pickups, different colors. There's so many it's not true. And if you're not sure because they're so affordable, just get a bunch of them and put it on your credit card. Your wife buys more shoes than that, so you're good. Anyway, for more information, go to our website, or better still, call your sales engineer, and he or she will be only too happy to guide you through the high-performance world that is the Charvel Pro-Mod series. I'm out. See ya!